Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. Ciro Marchetti, I believe. Website is at the top, usgamesinc.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you would like to. Support of Oracle cards, magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish, and at the bottom there is the Hay House information. Feel free to go to hayhouse.com if you want to check that stuff out. Okay. What do we have for Cancer? Oh, I like that card. Okay. There's more. There's interesting information with like whatever's going on around you. There's okay. So I don't know what's going on with people around me. I keep getting that. You've been trying to work with people. You're trying to keep your eye on people is what I keep getting. There's people that mean something to you, and you just keep an eye out, and you're just like, what are they doing? Once in a while, you get caught up in this and caught up in that, and like, oh, so-and-so, let me go see what they're doing. Let me hang out with them just to see how things are going. To me, Cancer looks out for a lot of people. I don't feel like Cancer's overly bossy or anything like that, but they tend to look out for the people and keep in contact with people that mean something to them. That's how I've understood Cancer. You just try to keep in connection. And I'm getting like, you're not seeing what's coming forward for somebody else around you. Are they going to include you in this? I think they are at some point. But, I'm getting the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Swords. Somebody around you, they're actually doing well. They're doing really well, but they're kind of recalibrating is what I'm getting. Kind of like they're pulling it together. They might just be kind of working on their own thing very quietly. Why is this concerning Cancer? Because I feel like this is concerning you, and I feel like that might be why this reading is coming, because it's kind of like, oh, but are they okay? Because when they shut down or they get too distant, I feel like that's gone a bad direction before. So, yeah, you're kind of like, I'm just worried, like, what are they doing in the sense of, like, like, are they just stagnating? Are they making random decisions? Are they actually doing anything? Are they just kind of like, what do you call it when you just sit in negativity? Like stewing in negative energy. Like, I feel like you're worried that there might be stewing in negative energy. They may see a little, sometimes when they get quiet like that, it may feel like, or it seems like it has in the past been a bad thing, like they're going in a downward spiral. I don't see that. How can Cancer see this more in real life to know that that's not what's happening here? What's something that Cancer can see or find that can help them get confidence that this person is actually doing well? They are creating something, this person, and they're moving forward on their terms. They are actually moving forward with things, but they're very private about whatever they're doing. I feel like, though, that if you hang out with this person, their energy feels good. I feel like you just need, maybe it's just like, maybe you need to hang out with this person for lunch, or just like, because I feel like not too much. You just want to like touch base, like maybe half hour tops, and just, see how they are, maybe, because I feel like they're busy doing something, so it might be difficult to actually touch base with them. I feel like I just want to like touch base. Like maybe you could get them to meet you for breakfast or lunch. I keep getting breakfast or lunch where they'll meet you halfway. Like we can hang out for a minute, maybe before work, we can go have coffee somewhere or just have a donut somewhere. I don't know. I'm a donut freak apparently. Or maybe just touch base for lunch. It could be even dinner if they're willing to do that. But I feel like if you just get in their presence and just talk to them about, because I feel like they're going to talk about stuff like the weather and stuff like that. I feel like you'll feel their energy, and you're going to see that their energy is doing well. Whatever they're doing, they're just not ready to talk about it with other people. They are very happy about something, though. Okay, well, I don't know. They just don't want to talk about it. They have to build it on their own. There's success coming forward for this person. I do think they're going to include you in this at some point, but they want to develop it and stabilize it on their own. They have to define it and create it on their own. Whatever it is they want to create it. They will, include you in the bounty for whatever reason, because I feel like you mean a lot to them too. But for right now, they just need to have that stability and that clarity for themselves. They have to build it. It's something that I feel like if I just knew what they were doing, it would make me feel better. I keep feeling your energy. Like if I just knew what they were doing, it would just make me feel better. I just want to make sure that they're definitely okay. There is something else going on around here. Other people want to manipulate this person. I feel like that's where the problem is, actually. Other people, like there's you, there's this person that actually they're doing well, but they're kind of quiet. And then there's this third party energy. That's the energy that is a problem. How does Cancer connect to that energy? That's where the actual problem is. Other people want to manipulate the situation, and they want what they want. They're not happy unless they have other people doing what, like, everybody should be working towards my goal. I feel like that's the third energy I'm getting. Like, why aren't people working towards my goal? My goal is clearly the most important. You know that's right, Cancer, right? And this other person should know that too. Like, my goal is important. My goal is the important goal. That's the energy you're dealing with. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling, so that's what I'm feeling. Other people want to get into that person's energy, and they want that person to be working towards their goal. That person seems to be, how is that person dealing with that energy? I feel like they're just not dealing with it at all, which might be successful. Let's see. They're Four of Pentacles reversed. They're not caught up in that somebody else's wants. I feel like they just kind of deal with them when they have to, and then they just ignore them as much as they can. I feel like they appease it where they have to. They try to stay off that person's radar. Yeah. So if you know what's going on, if you see this third party that's like, my goal is important, your goal, Cancer, and this other person, they're not important. My goal is important, so work towards my goal. Just don't bring attention towards to the person you like, from the third party towards that person you like, and try to not bring it towards you either. Just appease that energy, let it keep going on its own. Appease it where you can, make it look like you're kind of, I don't know, just make it look like you need to, I don't know, whatever that is. I feel like that's the problem energy. Is there anything that Cancer can do with that problem energy that would go better for Cancer? Yeah, you're not going to put up with that. You know what they're like. Just let it do its own thing. Because it also feels like an energy like it's always very self-centered is what I'm getting. Why aren't things working better for me? The channel switches a lot is what I'm also getting. So let that situation worry about itself. Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself away from that. If you're worried about this person you like, just keep that other energy busy and away from that person you like. I do feel like that person you like does manage it pretty well. But if it makes you concerned, just keep it busy. Just keep that energy busy and over to the side. Just kind of like stay over there. Stay over there. That person, third party person, just stay over there. Because the person, they're not dragging you into something, but they're not purposely like, how do I explain this? They're not letting other people get involved because they're just like, if nobody else knows what I'm doing, they can't tell me I'm wrong. I've heard that a few times lately. There's a person online who says that. I think they're awesome. I think it's funny. But it's true. If they don't know what you're doing, they can't tell you you're wrong. But they're keeping other people out of the situation because it's easier for them to create what they want to create. And it also keeps from third-party people from getting nervous or kind of like, no, stop doing what you like. Start doing what I like. Stop doing what you like. Do what I like. And this is how they're, by keeping people out of it, they don't have to worry about people telling their business on accident, or just kind of like, you might be actually quite happy for them. But like by celebrating them, the third party gets aware of it, and then they're like, no, stop doing what you like and start doing what I like. how is the outcome here? Because you got prosperity, you got good things coming here, and I give you that, but like, it does seem stressful for you to like, you worry about this person you like. The third party is an issue. Like, what are you supposed to do with this? Just disconnect from it. Keep an eye out for the one you like. Just touch base with them. They're going to talk about mundane things like the weather. That's fine. Just pay attention to their energy, because you can tell with their energy how they're doing. Because I feel like you can just, the feel, like when they're dealing with you, it feels good, feels comfortable, you know they're fine. Just keep doing that with that one. That third party problem, that's a problem. I'm sorry. I don't know how we can not view that as a problem. I don't know if they're always a problem, but right now they feel like a problem. Leave them off to their own devices. They need to fix their own life. That's the short answer to that. They need to fix their own life and stop trying to think that everybody else owes them something. I don't know what that's about, but that's a whole energy that I don't know what to tell you about. Just keep that over there. Just keep that over there. Because I have a feeling for a lot of you that this is hitting for. You might actually like that third party energy. Maybe you feel bad for them for some reason. They still have to fix their own problems. Them getting everybody else to concentrate on their goal is not solving their problem. They need to fix their own problem. And then things go better for them. So let's just keep that in mind. Your energy can be fine too. It's just like being in, when you, whoever you're worried about, just being close to them and just having a couple minutes just to absorb their energy, you'll realize that they're fine. They want to be private, let them be private. That's what's working for them right now. Just realize that they will include you at some point. The third party energy is more of a problem in my opinion. I do feel like somebody's going to let you in on the secret when they're ready, and they're going to include you in what they're doing, but it's also going to be something that they're going to let you know, I want to keep this private. Please keep it away from third party or other people. I don't see you having a problem with that. But I also see when they include you in on it, that you're going to also be included in on the bounty, on the prosperity. They're going to include you in on the gifts of this situation too. But it's kind of like a very personal thing. It has to be created in the way that they want. And right now I feel like they're developing it. And that's why they're not including other people, because they want to develop what they want. It's their vision, and they're not going to include other people until they feel like they've stabilized it. And actually, since it's developing, maybe they haven't fully actualized what they totally want. So that's one of the reasons they want to develop it. And they want it to be their creation from what they want, and they're still discovering that. And that's kind of why they're doing it. There's nothing negative from them towards you, but if you're wondering why that's going that way, that's why that's going that way. It's the third party. Like, just be aware of that third party and just keep in the back of your mind, especially if maybe you have a soft spot for that third party, that, everybody should be working on my goal person. If you have a soft spot for them, their life does not get better until they fix their own stuff. They need to center on leave other people alone. They need to take care of their own problems on their own. When that is taken care of, their life will get better. If they don't want to do that, that's on them. They can't be pulling everybody else down with their negativity, because that's what they're doing. This third party, like, everybody needs to be working on my goal, that's dragging other people down. That's not good. So if you want to empower them to help themselves, or if you want to personally help them yourself and keep them away from these other people, then that's okay. But just realize nothing gets better for them until they fix their own problem. And that might be like literally changing their mindset and feeling more empowered. There's only so much you can do for somebody who can't empower themselves or unwilling to empower themselves. We all have a participation factor to life. You know what I mean? If we don't connect and feel the power that we have in our own lives, there's only so far that can go before it doubles back on us anyway. Doesn't mean maybe they don't deserve help, but it may mean that if they're not acknowledging their own power in their own situation, all the help they get may just actually work against them in the long run. They have to acknowledge their own power, and at the very least, the choices that they have the power to make going forward. I don't know, I'm going to let that go, because I feel like that could go down its own street, but we're going to let that be. All right, hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.